All right. This is very, very exciting. This is what live radio is all about. I have some guests that came into the studio this afternoon. I had a little bit of a notice, but I dropped the ball and didn't check emails out this afternoon. But it is my distinct pleasure to introduce you to Prachi and Eleanor from the Orchard School. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
So the first thing we're going to talk about today is the festival that used to be the May Festival, right? And is now the International Spring Festival.
I'm going to talk a little bit about Orchard School first, a little bit about our founding. We're in East Alstead, and we're a kind of central. We have had kids at the Orchard School and Community Center in our summer programs from Bellows Falls and Saxons River, from Leominster, New Hampshire, from as far north as Claremont, and as far south as even south of Keene. So that we wanted to found a center where we could bring where we could bring a worldview to a small New Hampshire rural village, and we've spent our entire life there. We built a school with a community of 375 people, joined together and volunteered about 2,000 hours and built the building in 12 weekends that houses the school. It's kind of cool.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 1994 that we actually built the building, summer of 1994. So we designed these programs. The Heart of Us, we are a federal nonprofit, 501c3, and we began as an early ed center with kindergarten, preschool, and early ed programs. And we have had after-school programs, and we had the summer camp programs since the very beginning. Summer camp is for kids ages 2 in the early ed all the way up to 13. So we began this idea that the community would join together and we would bring the world to our children, because what they take away is going to be extremely important in what happens in the future. We've had a lot of children come through there. About 2,000 kids have come through the Orchard School in the last 22 years because we had started earlier.
And are they mostly regional, or are they from all over the country? Or?
Certainly, the kids are regional for in the early ed program, for sure, except in the summer program because it's a day camp, but because so many people, we have about 150 campers in the summer over 7 weeks. And a bunch of those kids do come from out of state and stay with family and friends, so they can come and have the experience.
Can I add, to me, moving from New York City, it was such an amazing place because the Orchard Hill community, the school is really on top of a hill, and you look down into meadows and fields and woods, and to have children be going for hikes into the woods discovering salamanders on a regular school day is really amazing. I mean, you know, it's a very unique place that is built, and it's definitely a place-based experiential learning program.
Also placed there is the Orchard Hill Breadworks, which is a wood-fired oven producing thousands of loaves of bread and baked goods every week, and a farm. We planted an orchard 43 years ago, so there's an organic orchard, and there's a CSA, Village Roots CSA, so we are a community.
And all the organizations work very closely together, so children from the Orchard School definitely get to go and visit the animals. If a new lamb is born, they get to go into
the orchard and pick apples,
make apple cider. It's really wonderful. What an experience!
That's a lot of hands-on experiential learning.
Ooh, that's a great one. That's going to lead me to what I was going to read next.
Yeah, good. Read away. The floor is yours.
One thing that came as we were having and building and conceiving the school, and this has been since its founding times, and then it's evolved and changed with the times, but we wanted our kids to have hands-on experiences of urban and rural culture, and also be able to learn about world cultures in a real experiential way. not theoretically, not on a screen, but really. So we held these festivals, and we had festivals throughout the year, which you'll hear more about this one that's coming up. But this is one of the pieces that was written by Mama Kabibi, and I think it just speaks globally to where our children need to be.
And before you do, who is Mama Kabibi and where?
So Mama Kabibi is the director of the Sankofa Dance Theater, which is Baltimore's leading ethnic ensemble, and it has been in existence for about as long as the Orchard School, about 20 some odd years. Kabibi and her dance company and members of that company come to New Hampshire every summer, but they also travel worldwide with an experience of bringing Sankofa, looking back to move forward and bringing cultures together and bringing people together.
And if fans of the show remember, we've had the Sankofa Theater folks on here for the last few years. And that's Jamoke and his family.
Jamoke Ajanku.
He always speaks very highly of Mama Kabibi. I knew that name sounded familiar.
That's his mom. So she said, we're in a time when we're moving backwards and forwards and all over the place. We can make choices, we can travel and explore, and yet the global village is in pain, hurting, and crying out. In the digital age, hands-on experiences have to be protected and treasured because they are few and far between. Our job as adults is to empower children by creating healthy and supportive environments where they can find their voices and connect to all beings. The Orchard School and Community Center and Sankofa were built on a foundation using historical and cultural preservation as a way to empower our youth and our communities. We preserve that culture by sharing and teaching and creating a space where people come together with purpose.
I'm choked up.
Powerful words.
It is powerful.
And it's true, and it happens. So one of our festivals is our May Festival, which we've had every year. And one of the reasons that I even stayed in New Hampshire, because I was from Baltimore and going to move and shake the world. And what was I doing in New Hampshire was that one morning in May, I was walking with my baby in a backpack, and up to the church drive these 3 cars, and out of the cars come these people, and they're dressed in like ribbons and this traditional costume, and they start doing this dancing. And I'm thinking, what is this? I might stay.
It was just weird enough for you to stay
It was
around.
Morris dancing, and it's traditional. It's from the old world. It's from the old country, and it's traditional dance. It's
And which
agricultural.
country is that?
It's from out of the British Isles.
Okay.
And they had just brought it back to the United States from England and the British Isles, and they do these dances that are like to wake up the worms and to
nice.
their traditional dances. And so that year, that same team started coming through every year, and they do a series of dances. They dance, in Ousted and Marlow, and
no
all the
kidding.
way. They do a whole path of dancing. There are now 250 Morris teams in the United States, and they end up the next weekend. They have this big gathering in Vermont. However, we are lucky enough to have 4 Morris teams, which come right on a circuit right through Ousted, and they have been coming to the Orchard School for the last 25 years. And they danced when we had hard pan and we had just built the school, they just danced on the dirt. And so they are coming this coming Saturday, not this one, but the
May
21st. And that's been our May Festival.
So this is
we've
now
added-
morphed into the International, which is a multicultural festival.
There you go.
May 21st.
So based on the philosophy that the school was founded on, which is bringing the world to the small village, we thought, well, spring is celebrated in so many different cultures in so many different ways, so why not bring multicultural programming to our children? And so we are celebrating festivals from around the world, as many as we could get of the local artists and performers around. And we have collaborated with the Asian Cultural Center of Vermont and Kids Place in Brattleboro to make that happen. So we're celebrating May Festival and the Morris dancers and the maypole, and children will get to dance around the maypole. Then we go into Asia, where we celebrate Holi, the festival of colors, from India. Songkran, which is a water festival celebrated in Thailand. Japanese and Chinese Children's Day, where they make windsocks or kites, and kids get to make little paper kites and fly them, and they get to make windsocks from toilet paper rolls and recycled materials.
I was just gonna say, you guys can't see this on the radio, but she's glowing right now. It's gonna be a blast. I can tell.
It's
Then we
definitely
get to
gonna be-
celebrate Nowruz from Persia and Central Asia. And we have a Persian musician who's local, who is based in Westminster, Ishaq Shaul, who will be playing Persian violin. And Visakha, which is a Buddhist festival, and we're creating a beautiful collaborative mandala using natural materials that are collected from the woods by our children over weeks
in the yurt.
in the yurt.
In the
that's
yurt,
right.
which is
The
one of
mandala
our
in the
summer
yurt?
camp It's one
Yeah.
of our summer camp
Appropriate.
program
Yeah.
spaces, which is round.
Yeah, and it signifies the circle of life, the circle of growing and planting and, bringing new renewal to our world. And then the Native American Spring Planting Festival. And we have our local Bellows Falls Native American Drumming Circle
Great.
that is performing.
Fascinating. So, and you can find it, incidentally, you can find all this information out at theorchardschool.org, and that's www.theorchardschool, no dots in there, right? Just all one word, right?
Yeah,
The
the
Orchard
Orchard
School, no
School.
spaces, no dots.
No
The
dots,
Orchard
no
School.
spaces.
Or you could just Google the Orchard School, it'll come right up.
One thing I'd like to also say is that evening is there is a series through the Orchard Hill Breadworks, and you can Google www.orchardhillbreadworks.com, and they have a series of pizza nights where all the funds go to local nonprofits, and the first one will be a fundraiser for the Keene Youth Chorus, and that will be also that same night.
And that's Tuesdays, right?
Well, the pizza nights are Tuesdays, but the first one is going to be Saturday as a special fundraiser.
20.
So I think
The
you can make it a
21st.
whole day event.
You could make
Just
it a
come in.
day-long event.
Yeah, a day-long event. We have
With food and dance.
food and dance and a lot of craft activities for children. The pocket lady would be coming. We have face painting and a whole bunch of. And if you have plants that you'd like to swap, bring them along. Or if you want to sell plants there,
Oh, okay, good.
that's a possibility.
Great.
And we'll
Yeah.
have locally grown pansies, which are amazing, that a friend has been growing for many years.
Super.
She propagated them.
So once this happens, there's still plenty of summer programs, and we
Yes.
can hit some of those up. And enrollment is now open, right, for these summer
Enrollment's
programs?
open for the summer programs,
As
and
well
we
as
have
for the early education
as well as for early
programs.
education programs.
So
we
yeah, let
provide
us talk to more about
We,
that.
we provide early ed for kids ages 2 and 2 to 5, and that's full-time childcare, as well as a program. The summer camp program is 9 to 2, but kids can have extended day on either side so that their parents can work, and they are in this amazing environment and having all these wonderful cultural experiences. For the older kids, we provide, again, this amazing blend of, we start off with a yoga camp. It's called Yoga Peace Warriors, where the same mandala is created. These children, these are day camps. Kids come in the morning and they spend the day not just doing yoga, but swimming and going and walking in the forest and gathering up beautiful plants and stuff,
materials,
natural materials, and doing a lot of art, making prayer flags, and then we continue on so that we have a Japanese arts and traditions camp. We have several eco camps. One is pond and stream ecology, amazing for middle schoolers. All of the teachers are really passionate about their work, and they are environmental educators and cultural arts educators who can, within a week's time, bring about a powerful experience of whatever they are teaching about. And the kids come together, and then they come back year after year after year until they become counselors. And
Great.
And we also have a Nigerian arts camp, right?
Yes, we have a
Do you wanna
Nigerian
talk
arts
about
camp. Shergun, Shergun is taught at the camp. He's a Nigerian artist who does sand painting and Yoruban yarn paintings. He's very renowned. He lives in Manchester area, and he has a strong belief that professional artists need to share their skills with the youth. That's how these traditional arts and these traditional cultures will survive, is that the youth is excited about what they can create.
Absolutely.
So he has been coming to the Orchard School. He came for about 7 years, and then he hasn't been back for about 5 years. So we're excited to welcome him back. Also, Yumiko Ito Sando. Yumiko has also worked with us at Orchard School, and then has been gone for 5 years, and she's back to do a Japanese experience camp. One thing that's very strong with us is that we are fully inclusive, so we welcome kids with differences, and we have an extremely well-trained staff that tremendous heart happens, and people connect, and we have peer mentoring, and children are all able to participate, and everyone has a sense of belonging. And somehow these traditional arts camps seem to make, like, I've had children who don't speak English very well, but they speak Japanese extremely well. So I feel that that's another reason that these cultures, they speak to everyone, and finding voice is so important now.
And I am really excited about the farm camp because we have
You're on a farm.
on a farm, and we have a wonderful group of educators who are going to lead the farm camp.
Yes, and the farm camp, they'll feed the animals, take care of the animals, with the help of the farmers who do the day-to-day, and then harvest food that they'll also from the gardens. They also do some natural dyes with
Cool.
and dye. Well, last year they dyed silk, but made flags of different colors from natural dyes, and they made lip balm and worked with herbs. That's the farm camp. There's also a forest camp. So kids are just immersed in a spirit of coming together to learn and discover, and these are kids from the city and kids from the country, but there's sort of no boundary seen when we're all together.
It's such an
No
amazing
separation.
energy in the summer.
And are these camps all going on simultaneously, or are they that you can choose?
They go over 6 weeks for these older kids camps, and the early ed camps go for 8 weeks.
From July 27th
July
to
tw-
August
right.
19th. Yeah.
I get.
And they're 1 week at a time.
Oh, okay.
So you can just
Yeah.
sign up for 1 week, or you can sign up for
the whole
5
summer.
weeks.
Yeah.
or
So
6
just
weeks.
because you're taking the farm camp doesn't mean you can't take the forest camp as well.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
right.
Yeah, you
No,
can
take
take
that.
everything if you want to,
Yeah.
but you have the option to take 1 or 2 or whatever your schedule permits.
Great.
Yeah.
And the same is true for the early ed kids. It's a really nice one if you're just thinking about having your children go into, finding a place where your children can kind of stay in place and get a very strong early education, and then go into summer and out of school time
yeah.
programs when they get older and go into elementary school. And this is a good place for that to happen. They get
And
a
I think in
strong
the
sense.
early ed camp, which is called the STARS camp, they do things like, exploring dinosaurs and making forts and
Oh, and
playing in sand.
treasure
and
pirate
hunting,
treasures, and
yeah.
there's always we used to call it soli agua, sun and water, and it reflects often. It will often reflect the older kids' camps. We'll take those
or even fairy
traditions.
camps for that matter.
Yeah, because we have an
Yeah.
older kids' fairy camp, and then we have the younger kids.
The younger
fairy camp.
kids do the
I
fairy
spy
camp.
wee
and
folk.
A lot of water play.
It all comes to
Over the
it comes
summer.
to life.
And you can find all information about all these camps on the website, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is theorchardschool.org.
Yeah, theorchardschool.org.
Right.
So please check out our website, and may I also go back just for a second to the Spring Festival and say that the tickets are being sold at local businesses around in Brattleboro, Bellows Falls, and Keene. And in Bellows Falls, we're selling tickets at Halliday's, at the Village Square Bookstore and Valley Cafe. So if you want to pick up tickets locally, you can do that. It's $5 per person. If you buy in advance, it's $8 at the door. And if you have a big family, it's $25 for a family ticket. And we also have locations in Brattleboro and Keene where we're selling tickets, or you can stop by the Orchard School office to buy tickets. But I promise you it'll be a wonderful, fun day for children. And you'll get to see our campus and get excited about the summer camps.
Something I wanted to also say is that with the Morris dancing has always been, they just come along. They do that for free. These Morris dancers, they come and dance all day right across the state. And so the region anyway. So so if you want to come over and then get your ticket for this wonderful festival, come on by, and the Morris dancing will be happening people will be showing up, and then if they want to enter into this international experience, go for it.
It's
One thing
from
for
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
Correct.
There we
And the schedule of performances is at 10:30 we have a Kamishibai Japanese mini storytelling theater. 11:30 is the Morris dancers. 12:30 is when the Persian musician plays, and 1 o'clock is the Native American drummers. And at 1:30 we finish with the grand finale, which is celebrating Holi. Holi is a festival of colors from India, and so if you want to participate in that, make sure you're wearing something that you don't really care about getting stained. Bring a change of clothes because we will have water balloons and water squirters. And
It's really going to be like a mess. It'll be great.
It is great.
A colorful mess.
Yeah, children love messy play, and this is one opportunity where they get to do that without being told, don't, this is going to mess up your clothes. So...
Yeah, we just watched some Holi, and it's Holi, in case anybody wants to look it up on the interweb there. And a video of the Holi Festival, and it looks like a ton of fun. So I'll leave that.
Another thing, if you wish to stay the pizza night, or if you want to come back, the pizza evening will begin at 5. And the Keene Youth Chorus will sing at that as well. That's 40 kids from all over Keene area, or actually out in Alstead too, because my grandson's in it. And so that will be happening in the evening. One thing I wanted to just read about the basic philosophy, which I feel like, again, we're talking a lot about this gathering and this community, and Bellows Falls and everything that you guys are doing at Wool is also part of this linking up, where we're linking together world cultures and also local cultures, and being able to find purpose in a more direct way. We're a federal nonprofit. We're a United Way agency at Orchard. We're not trying to have this experience. We want this experience to be shared with as many people as possible. So we have a great deal of financial aid because we want to make this camp affordable for every child.
And it's not just this camp either. It's all
our summer programs. Yeah,
if you think that you can't afford them, that may not be the case.
That may not be the case, and please call, because you see a thing and you think, oh, I can't possibly do that. But we've been with United Way a long time, and they know that our children that everybody will be able to have an opportunity there, and that will really feed them. And one of the last things I wanted to say is that every one of these rhythms, every one of these activities, every one of these stories, everything these young people touch in our weeks together, in our festivals together, has purpose. Everything seats itself in something that has an ability to move you forward. Forward personally, in your family, in your community, and in the global village. And all of these things are healing.
That was touching. That was the last thing you wanted to say?
That's easy.
That was great. And I was touched. I'm going to take something home with me today, too. That the irony of the peace warrior. I love that.
Yeah.
That's going to stay with me for the rest of the day, if not the rest of my life. That was great. So this is the International Spring. Let me grab this thing. I'm going to do a pitch here. This for everybody that knows this as the May Festival. It has now morphed into something called the International Spring Festival. It's going on Saturday, May 21st, 2016, from 10 to 2 p.m. But a whole bunch of stuff going on that night, right?
And then Orchard Hill Breadworks
Right.
will be the pizza night. Yeah.
Right. So you can mosey on across the street to the Orchard Hill Breadworks. At the International Spring Festival, activities include, but are not limited to, face painting, kite flying, kite making, collaborative mandala creations, prayer flag making, the Holi, which is a color
Festival
color splash, Japanese tea ceremony, and origami. The Pocket Lady will also be there. It's going to be a plant swap and sale, gardening, rainbow trail, treasure hunts, food and bake sales, Native American drumming, and then I'm lost for.
Kamishibai, Japanese
for pronunciation of the next few.
It's sort of like it's like a commercial. It's like a commercial for the summer.
So the festival
little
itself.
hit of everything. The festival's going to say
Festival is a flavor of different cultures.
all these cultures,
And then
it
in the
comes
summer
into
camps, you get to have an immersive experience of each of the different cultures. Yeah.
That's great. And the venue is at the Orchard School and Community Center located at 114 Old Settlers Road in Alstead, New Hampshire. You can look that up on the old interweb there. Venue is the the Orchard School and Community Center at 114 Old Settlers Road in Alstead, New Hampshire. If you want to dial them up on the telephone, you can dial 603-835-2495. That's 603 New Hampshire, representing 835 Alstead 2495. And you can always look them up on the World Wide Web at theorchardschool.org. Tickets in advance are $5 per person. Family tickets are $25. Tickets at the door, $8 a person. For tickets, you can call or stop by the Orchard School office, or you can buy them at some local locations: Beadnick's Kids Place in Brattleboro, Halliday's Village Square Bookstore, and Valley Cafe in Bellows Falls over in Keene, Cheshire Children's Museum, the Spice Chambers Indian Restaurant, which is right there where Nicola's used to be,
yeah.
right, the Keene Courthouse, and Little Boutique Children's Resale. This is a seriously collaborative initiative.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. I'm so happy you guys came in today.
We're so happy to be here.
Yeah, you want to play that video or the song?
Sure.
Give us a little introduction here. Prachi's going to give us a little introduction of the song that she's going to play here.
So Holi is a festival of colors, and it symbolizes many things: renewal, blossoms, flowers, but also everyone is colored in the same colors. So it symbolizes dissolving differences, and I think today in our world we need some of that. So this is a song on Holi, which is a mystical song, and it talks about uniting through color, and we would like to leave you with that note.
All right. So I want to thank these wonderful. I want to turn this down and thank these wonderful women for stopping by this afternoon. Prachi, right? Prachi and
That's right.
Eleanor.
Yes.
Thank you. You want to state any more? Shout anybody else out while you're here?
I'm gonna make Prachi's gonna make a shout out, and I'm just gonna make a shout out. Check out Orchard Hill Breadworks and check out Keene Youth Course. Mm-hmm. They're both community organizations, and that's what it's all about. We got to do this thing together.
Thank you very much for stopping by, Eleanor.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say we have I'm an Indian classical dancer, and I'm collaborating with some local musicians, and we're performing on May 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Cotton Mills. It's called The Loft at 72 Cotton Mill Hill. So check out for our flyers. Look out for our flyers around.
Is that down by the Jazz Fest? I mean, the Jazz Center?
Jazz Center.
Same building, right?
The same building, but it's
Right.
not
It's
organized
part
by
of
the
the
jazz.
circus thing, right.
Correct. It's Joel Eisenkramer and Gordon Korstange who play Indian music.
So that's a busy weekend for you.
It
That's
is.
Sunday.
It is a busy
after
weekend,
The 21st.
yeah.
And tickets are available for that, or is that a paid event too?
It's at the door, not pay in advance.
Okay.
And I think it's by donation.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Prachi, it was very nice to meet
Thank you so much for having us here.
It's my pleasure.
Thank
It's
you.
great. All right. Well, thank you very much. And I'll be shouting this out. Can I keep this one?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. We're going to put this on the counter here so everybody can shout it out for the rest of the week. All right. And we're going to, let's see. We got, 5? Yeah, like 4 minutes before the top of the hour. And we're going to be, our airwaves will be taken over by Amy Goodman and Juan Gonzalez from Pacifica Radio with their program called Democracy Now! And until that, you know what? I'm just going to hit you up with Friday the 13th. I got time for one more. Here you go.